This is one of those SEO things that, if not done right, can cost your e-commerce business a lot of market visibility, market share, and consequently revenue. In this video, we'll guide you through the essential steps to optimize your e-commerce pagination, ensuring that there are no duplicate content issues and that your products are easily discoverable. So, without further ado, let's get straight into it. There are three main ways you can display products on the category pages. First one is pagination. The second way is through load more functionality. And the third way is through infinite scroll functionality. And each of those ways has its own pros and cons from the user experience standpoint. So let's cover them briefly. The main advantage of the pagination is that it gives user a sense of control and it gives user an insight on where he is currently and what is the result size, meaning how many more products that certain category has. On the other side, the main disadvantage of the pagination is that the content is split into different pages, which can cause frustration sometimes. And also, to view more content, the new page needs to be loaded, which may take some time. And then regarding the load more functionality, the main advantage of load more functionality is that content is within one page and the user doesn't need to change multiple pages. But on the other side, the main disadvantage is that load more functionality cannot handle a large number of products. And then we have the infinite scroll functionality, where the main advantage of the infinite scroll functionality is that it's intuitive. Because the vast majority of users come from mobile phones, and the natural way of using mobile phones is scrolling. So it gives intuitive experience to users, and that's why we see that scrolling behavior on social media applications as well as on Google search engine result page. On the other side, the main disadvantage of infinite scroll is that it can cause scrolling fatigue and it can confuse the user because user doesn't know how many more products he can see in that particular category or what's the current position in the category page. And also infinite scroll cannot handle a large number of users. After we take into account all advantages and disadvantages, most e-commerce enterprises still use pagination as it's the best way for displaying a large number of products. Now let's cover pagination from the SEO perspective. So there are two main problems that pagination can cause. First one is duplicate content, and the second one is inefficient crawl budget management. Duplicate content is one of the most common problems when managing enterprise e-commerce stores. As we can see from this diagram that represents the process of how Google indexes and crawls the web pages and what are the steps within that process, duplicate content pages are literally excluded from the indexing process. And they are treated the same as pages with no index tag, 404 errors, etc. And even greater problem is that duplicate content affects the overall website performance. And it is the main cause of their large-scale keyword cannibalization problem. And last but not least is crawl budget management. So imagine you have a category page with thousands of products. And in that case, you would probably have 10 or so subcategory pages. So with pagination, this means that the Google bot will crawl the same products multiple times from category page and from subcategory page. And if we multiply that by a decent number of categories that large enterprise e-commerce stores usually have, a big problem arises. it is necessary to crawl the same tens of thousands of pages multiple times, not to mention filters, not to mention faster navigations and other sources of links. So what is the solution for this? How to prevent such an SEO disaster? The solution lies in the following: correct setting of canonical tags, correct setting of no index and no follow tags, and correct setting of rel prev and rel next tags. And the solution that I will present relies on the main SEO principles and main SEO logic. After that, I will present how Google recommends completely different things and what e-commerce giants have implemented. So let's process this. Canonical tag is a small piece of HTML code that helps search engines determine what is the main version of the page from the rest of the pages that are very similar or identical as the main one. And from the pagination standpoint, this is what is the best practice. So it is best to put a canonical tag that points to the main page, page number 1, from all of the pages within the paginated series and sequence of pages. And why is that? Because page number 2, page number 3 within the pagination sequence are very, very similar as the main page. So there are just like a few things that are different on those pages compared to the main page. And that's why you don't want these pages to compete with the main page, and you want to clearly distinguish them with this canonical tag. And as you can see, the best way to do it is to put a canonical tag on the page number 2 and page number 3, etc. That points to the category page, the main category page that you want to be ranked for the main keywords of that page. Now let's cover the no index and no follow meta tags. No index meta tag tells search engine that although it can crawl the page, it cannot add that page into its search index. So Google as a search engine cannot show a no index page within its search engine result page. And on the other hand, no follow meta tag tells search engine to ignore all of the links within that page, so that search engines don't need to crawl or any of those links on that specific page. And now let's translate to the e-commerce pagination and how we can use no index and no follow tags to navigate search engines. So this is the best way how you can control search engines to crawl specific pages and to prevent indexing bloat. So first of all, let's cover category pages. So the main category page, of course, will have index follow as a tags. So here we have the second page within the pagination series. And as you can see here, it has the query string that clearly shows that it's like second page. And most of the e-commerce stores will have something like that by the end of the URL string. And here you can see that we added no index follow as a meta tag. So why is that? Because we don't want this page to be indexed. We don't want this page to be cannibalized with the main page, because these two pages, as explained previously for canonical tags, are very, very similar. And we don't want to create an index bloat with all of these pages within the index competing for the same terms. And then the same applies for the third and fourth and all of those pages within the series. We add no index follow tags. And then regarding the follow, we want search engines to follow all of the links within the second, third, and fourth, etc. pages, because those pages show products, and we want search engines to crawl all of those product links once. And then we have subcategory pages, where the main subcategory page, like page number 1, will have index follow meta tags, but second plus pages will have no index, no follow tags, because search engines already crawled the products within the category pages, and we don't want search engines to crawl once again those products within subcategory pages, because it's logical that if you have products in subcategory page, that you will have also those products in the category page. So that's the final conclusion, to add no index, no follow tags on the second plus pages within the pagination of the subcategory pages. And then the last solution is rel prev and rel next HTML tags, and you can use them to indicate the relationship between different URLs within the paginated series. And as shown in this image, you can see that, for example, on the page number 1, you will have rel next HTML tag that points to the page 2, and then on the second page you will have rel prev tag points to the page 1, and rel next point to the page number 3. So it's pretty straightforward how you can use rel prev and rel next tags on each of those paginated pages. Now let's cover each one of these solution segments from the point of view of Google documentation and their own employees. Let's first cover canonical tags. Google recommends that every page within the pagination sequence should have a self-referencing canonical tag, instead of having a canonical tag that points to the main page, which is first page within the sequence. And as shown in Google's documentation about pagination, don't use the first page of a paginated sequence as the canonical page. Instead, give each page in its own canonical URL. So that's what Google recommends regarding canonical tags. Now let's tackle no index and no follow tags and their combination. Google's employees stated that no index follow meta tags as combination becomes, after some time, no index, no follow. And we could clearly see that in the Google Webmaster Central Office hours, where John Miller, who is Google Webmaster Trend Analyst, stated that no index follow is essentially kind of the same as a no index, no follow. There is no really big difference there in the long run. Because, I quote, if we see the no index there for longer, then we think this page really doesn't want to be used in search, so we will remove it completely, and then we won't follow the links anyway. Which is kind of logical, because if we analyze the process of indexing, we can clearly see that pages with no index tag are completely excluded from the indexing process. With this in mind, they don't recommend having no index follow as a meta tag combination, but rather to allow pagination pages to be crawled and indexed, than having self-referencing canonical tags on every page within the pagination series, and to de-optimize the pages within the pagination series so they don't compete for the same keyword as the main page. And lastly, we want to cover rel prev and rel next tags. And as we can see here from the Google Search Central official Twitter account, they retired rel prev and rel next tags in 2019. And with that being said, they stated that rel prev and rel next as the meta tags are no longer like ranking signals and like indexing signal at all. SEO is one of those disciplines where everything from the theory must be tested in practice. And for the purpose of this video, I compiled a small research where I analyzed 10 enterprise e-commerce stores, and here's how they solved the problem regarding pagination pages. So if we open this matrix, we can see that we have 4 columns. First column is like company name. Then the second column represents the canonical page practice, which is the first page of a paginated sequence as the canonical page. Then we have a third column, which is no index follow meta tag on the second plus pages within the pagination sequence, and rel prev and rel next tags setup. So here you can see that it really depends on different company which practice they used, and we analyzed companies such as Wayfair, Gymshark, Target, Lowe's Home Improvement, the Home Depot, Recreational Equipment Inc., Track Bikes, MediaMarkt, Lidl, and Fashion Nova. And here you can see how they all differ in terms of pagination practices. So let's first analyze the Wayfair and how they solved this issue. So here we are at the third page of their category page bar cards. And the first thing that we can see is that this page is set to index follow. And by default, if your page doesn't have any of those tags, like such as index or follow, your page is by default index follow. So that's the case here. And if we analyze the canonical tag, you can see that the third page within their pagination sequence points to the main page and the main category page as the canonical page. And this is how they solved the issue regarding the pagination. And now let's analyze in Ahrefs what is the performance of pagination pages, because we can identify pagination pages by this query string question mark cur page equals. So I put that as a filter within my Ahrefs report, and here you can see that currently they have only 3 pages that rank for some keywords, which is literally nothing compared to the size of this shop. But what is even more interesting is that if we analyze the historic performance of September 2019, you can see that they had more than 5,500 pages in Google's index ranked for keywords such as closet, living room sets, bedroom, and those pages were pagination pages. So it's pretty interesting to see how probably in this period the Wayfair team spotted this as an issue, because you want your main page to be ranked for this non-branded keyword, not your second page within the pagination series. And we assume that probably in this period of time they put the canonical tags on all of these pagination pages, or they put a global rule so that all pagination pages points with canonical tag to the main category page. And as a result, now they don't have cannibalization issues, and they have only 3 pages, which is nothing in their index. And regarding the rel prev, rel next, Wayfair doesn't use rel prev and rel next as the tags. Now let's analyze the second enterprise e-commerce store, which is Gymshark. Here you can see that they didn't use any of these practices for handling pagination. And if we analyze their pullovers page for men's, the page number 1 within the pagination series, here you can see that it has index follow meta tags. And if we open the canonical page, we can see that this page is self referencing. So let's see how which consequence this practice has. So this is the report for Gymshark websites for all of the pages that contain question mark page as the query string for detecting the pagination pages. Here you can see how throughout the time the number of pages with pagination just increased, and currently they have more than 900 pages within the index. And here you can see that like their pagination pages rank for branded terms such as Gymshark, Gymshark leggings, and if you see like this icon within the hrefs, it means that this page is ranked within the site links section. So that's clear indication that Google finds very difficult to differentiate this page from the home page, or this page like women's leggings, page number one from the like regular category page. So Gymshark has a really big problem with this, and probably this trend will continue throughout the time, and they will have more and more issues like this. And regarding the rel-prev and rel-next tags, Gymshark didn't implement rel-prev and rel-next tags. Now let's analyze Target as an enterprise e-commerce shop. Here you can see that as well as the Gymshark, they didn't implement any of the best practices for handling pagination problems. And here I am at their bets category page, and if I scroll down, you will see that they have pagination. So if I select on the page 2, it's not as intuitive as for like Gymshark and Wayfair, where there is like a clear query string for distinguishing different pagination pages. They rather have this like a longer pagination, but as we can see here, the pagination page has the self-referencing canonical tag. And as we can see by default, they have index follow meta tags. Now let's see how this implies to the overall performance. Now I took the question mark NAO as the query parameter for the pagination, because I guess N stands for number. And here you can see that due to not having any of rather no index or no follow tags or canonical tags pointing to the main category page, they have more than 150,000 pages ranking for the branded and non-branded keywords, with more than 300,000 organic traffic. And here you can see that, like for example, their second page, because 24 represents a number of displayed products, so that's like the different way to display like the second page. Here you can see that it ranks on the fourth position for Mother's Day gift ideas, but within the site links, because as I said, Google has really difficult times to differentiate this page from its main category page, because they are the same, and that's why this page got ranked in the site link. So this you can see how this issue really escalated, and how it probably affected their overall website performance. Now let's cover Lowe's home improvement. So I'm here at their shower doors category page, and if I scroll down, you can see the pagination series, and here you can see that their URL string is question mark offset equals and then the number of displayed products. So that represents like a second page of in the pagination series. So first thing that we can spot is the canonical tag, and as you can see here, they have a canonical tag that points to the main category page. So canonical tag, in their case, it's not self-referencing, which is good. And then we can see that they didn't add index and follow tags. I mean, it's by default index and follow. And then we can see clearly in their source code that they have a rel prev and rel next tags, which you can see here. So rel next as the page which references to this next page, and if you can see, like, it's offset 48, and then rel prev is the main category page because that's the first page. And now let's cover how this affects their overall performance. Here we can see that currently Lowe's home improvement has only like 62 pages that ranks. I mean paginated pages that ranks, which is quite frankly nothing compared to like the size of their website, and it's normal to see anomalies like this. So it's good to see like this, that they don't have problems just because they added a canonical rule that points that all pages within the sequence of paginated pages point to the main category page. So that's it regarding the Lowe's improvement. Now let's cover the Home Depot. And from the report, we can see that they have a rule so that all pages within the pagination series have a canonical tag pointing to the main category page, but they don't have no index follow meta tag on second plus pages within the pagination series, and they don't have rel prev and rel next tags. So let's analyze the concrete example. Here we are at the random category wall mirrors, and now let's go to the second page within the pagination. Here you can see that they have this query string question mark NAO equals 48. And if we analyze the canonical page here, you can see that it points to the main category page. And as we analyze the Ahrefs report for the Home Depot for pages that contain this query string for pagination pages, they don't have a large problem with this. They have only 700 pages, more than 700 pages within the index, competing for some branded and non-branded keywords. And I said only 700 due to the enormous size of the Home Depot website and their overall traffic. So it's good to see that they have this canonical tag rule, and that this issue didn't escalate throughout the whole website. Now let's cover the Recreational Equipment Inc. website, and as we can see here, they implemented the canonical rule and didn't implement no index follow meta tag on second plus pages within the pagination series, and they didn't implement rel prev and rel next tags. So let's analyze one of their most popular category page, which is backpacking packs. And if we scroll down, we can see that they have a pagination. So let's go down, and here you can see that they have really clear URLs, query string, question mark page equals, and then 2, as we are on the second page. And if we open the report, you can see that the canonical tag points to the main category page. It's not self-referencing, and as a result, we can see in Ahrefs that they have only about 300 pages that are paginated pages for some branded terms. And again, here you can see that they have a really sharp drop in both pages and traffic from paginated pages. Then probably they implemented canonical rule in this period of time, or some other rules. But here you can see that this issue really didn't escalate throughout the whole website, given the Recreational Equipment Inc.'s website size. So they managed the pagination issue really successfully. Now let's cover Track Bikes as an example, which is one of the most interesting enterprise e-commerce to analyze from this list. because they implemented all of 3 practices for handling pagination problem. And let's see that in action. So if we open one of their most popular product category, which is mountain bikes, you can see that if I click on the second page, so they have this like large query string for the pagination pages, but the first thing that we check is canonical page. Here you can see that the second page within the pagination sequence has a canonical tag that points to the main category page, and here we can see that they have no index follow meta tags, which means that the second page is not indexed and that like it cannot compete with the main category page. And also if we see the report, they implemented rel prev and rel next as a tags, and we can see here how that looks like. Here you can see that they have rel next as a tag and then rel prev with distinguished URLs. And now what is most interesting is how this impacted the overall performance. And here in Ahrefs, I'm analyzing all URLs that contain page equals, because as we see here, this is the query string for pagination pages, and /c/ represents the category. So I'm analyzing paginated category pages, and here you can see that they have like 3 pages that ranks for some keywords, which is like really good, because they don't have duplicate page problem. They probably solved a crawl budget management problem, and they did it so well. So here you can see how this report from Track Bikes is different from all previous reports, because we can see that it has only 3 pages and only like really like small portion of traffic. So that's it for the Track Bikes. Now let's analyze MediaMarkt as an enterprise e-commerce example. We can see that they didn't implement the canonical rule, but they added no index follow meta tags on the second plus pages within the pagination series, and they added rel prev and rel next tags. So let's analyze that on a concrete example. I'm analyzing the random category page, which is soundbars with 309 articles. And if I scroll down, you will see it's pretty interesting that they have load more functionality, but it acts like a pagination, because we can see from the URL that it has like a question mark page equals to. So what is really like interesting here, that although it's like a load more functionality from the canonical tag standpoint, we can see that this second page in pagination series is a self-referencing, contains self-referencing canonical tag. But if we analyze the meta tags, here you can see that these pagination pages have no index follow meta tags. And regarding the rel prev and rel next, here you can see clearly that they implemented rel next tag, and they have implemented rel prev as a tag. So let's analyze this from the like performance standpoint. We can see here that I'm analyzing the all URLs that contain this query string, because as we saw here, this is the specific query string for pagination pages, and here you can see that it's like 13 pages with 4 organic traffic. So it's pretty like they solve it really well, and this report is really similar to the one we analyzed for Track, because they both implemented no index on the second plus pagination pages. So that's it regarding MediaMarkt. Now let's analyze Lidl as an example, specifically their shop for the German market. And here you can see that as well as Track Bikes, they implemented all 3 best practices for handling pagination problem. Now let's analyze their page for cycles, and as well as for like MediaMarkt. For some reason they have load more products as a functionality, but if I click on it, you will see that the URL string acts like a classical pagination. But what is more important is like our canonical tag report. Here you can see that canonical tag clearly points to the main category page, and that it has no index follow as a meta tags. And then if I analyze the rel prev and rel next, you can see that they have rel next and rel prev tags, which is quite interesting because, as I said, they have load more functionality, not the classical pagination. And let's see how this impacts the whole reports. Here you can see that in this current time they have 0 pages that are indexed, and that are pages from the pagination sequence, which is quite good. So they don't have duplicate pages problem that comes from pagination, and they don't have keyword cannibalization problem from the pagination problem. So it's quite interesting to see how such a big e-commerce enterprise such as like Lidl solved this pagination problem, implementing all of 3 main practices for handling pagination. So that's it. And last but not least is Fashion Nova e-commerce store. So I picked one more like a Shopify store just to see how they handle the pagination problem. Here you can see that they only implement rel prev and rel next as a practice for managing pagination. And here let's analyze one examples. I picked like one generalistic category, which is like man. And then if we scroll down, we can see that they have a pagination. And if I click on it, you can see that they have a clear URL string for pagination pages. We can see that this page is self-referencing with self-referencing canonical tag, and that by default it has index follow as tags. So the second thing which is really interesting to see is that they have rel prev and rel next right at the beginning of the HTML code. So you can see here that it's rel prev and rel next. And let's analyze how this implies to the overall performance. Here you can see that like they have approximately 800 pages from like pagination series that compete for various branded and non-branded terms, and they approximately have more than 11,000 organic traffic. And here you can see that this specific page for man is ranked on the 2nd position for the Fashion Nova man keyword, which is quite bad, because then the 2nd page competes with the 1st page, which is main page, and probably that's the cost for reduced non-branded performance. So with this in mind, we finished our analysis of like 10 enterprise e-commerce systems, and which tactics and practices they implemented for handling pagination problem. As we saw from our mini research, different e-commerce enterprises use different methods to large pagination problems. So that's why our general recommendation is that first, use first pages in the pagination series as the canonical page. You don't want your 7th page to be ranked and to compete with your main one, because you want to emphasize the main page as the most relevant page for the given market segment. The second conclusion, general conclusion, is use no index follow meta tags for pagination category pages, and use no index no follow meta tags for subcategory pagination pages. Because like e-commerce enterprises must be really careful about crawl budget management. And if you want to highlight some products, you can use different sources. Like you can use homepage, you can use other category pages, and you don't need to rely on pagination pages to display your products and to give that additional SEO boost. And then like you don't need to rely on Google to manage your product pages indexing. And what I mean by that is like if your pagination page is dropped from index, that's not a problem because you can handle your product pages indexing through sitemaps, through Google indexing APIs, through Google merchant stores, etc. So there are different methods, so how you can handle the indexing process for pagination pages, so you don't need to rely on Google, so you prevent the largest issues. And then the third recommendation is use rel prev and rel next. Although they are obsolete tags and they are no longer indexing signals, you can still use them because they gives really good representation and organization of different pagination pages within the sequence, and other search engines may still use it as an indexing signal. So that's it regarding general rules and general recommendations. Remember, SEO evolves very quickly and you cannot rely only on official documentation. You need to test everything, you need to have a consultation with SEO experts and to see what's the general best practice and how large e-commerce companies implemented something. So we hope that this video served you, and for more videos like this, please hit that subscribe button and see you in the next ones. Bye.